But it's Scooby. I don't know if I got anybody here today, but welcome back to After the Snap. I'm your host, Tasha Pierce, and this is the weekly wrap up. And I've got a visual up here that I didn't want to be. So things are starting off fantastic today. Things are starting off so well. So, whether you're watching this live or on the rebroadcast, anything that I discuss here is likely going to be in the description box of this video. I hope everyone had a very pleasant Thanksgiving and that you were able to spend time with those that you love and eat a whole lot of food that may or may not be good for you. Hope you all had an opportunity to do all that. Um, I was chilling. I'm saying chilling, and that usually means that I was working on some other things. I was pretty much working on the presentation that I'm going to be doing for More Than a Movie on Monday. Oops, starting with that already, huh? And the More Than a Movie episode this Monday will be about the HBO Max docuseries that is called Black and Missing, and it was, I guess, chronicling the challenges and I guess like the kind of the wins that we've also had with Derica Wilson and her sister-in-law Natalie Wilson and the foundation that they have founded called Black and Missing Foundation Incorporated. So those are uh, those are the things that we'll be covering Monday. So if you want to join me Monday at 7 p.m., it's going to be a very special type of conversation about those founders, some of the things that they put to the forefront that would not have been put to the forefront if this organization didn't exist, some of their wins, some of their losses, and how this, I guess, this calling is affecting them. One of the things that was stated, and I'm going to tap on this a little bit on Monday as well, and I just wanted to share it because of an interaction that I had with an ex-boyfriend years back, years. If we talking about ex-boyfriends, y'all know I ain't had no boyfriend in years. I haven't dealt with, with that type of that type of relationship in years. Well, one of the things that was said in there was that the nuance in discussing the gender identity of Black men lies in their experience, with their population ratio being approximately 88 men to every 100 Black women. And then that's compared to 97 to 100 for our white counterparts. So that was something that kind of stood out to me because I remember something that was said to me, and that was it. Black women, this is what an ex-boyfriend said to me now. Black women should pretty much normalize uh, being in a polyamorous relationship. There's nothing wrong with polyamorous relationships. If you are in a relationship and you and your partner have decided, hey, for us, we want an extra person in our relationship. That's your business. You do you. When you're in a relationship that was supposed to be a monogamous relationship between one man and one woman, in this case, me and my ex-boyfriend, if you're supposed to be in a monogamous relationship, you can't tell me to normalize being cheated on because there are not enough Black men in ratio to Black women. So it's basically telling me I'm going to cheat on you. You need to understand that. And it's going to be real easy for me to find another you, but it's going to be hard for you to find another me. That's pretty much the way you translate uh, what was said to me. Now, of course, I read the nigga to filth. Y'all know that, but it is still something to think about that uh, even when you're in a situation, of course, black women, we are always out here doing the work. And we know this. And this is the Black and Missing Foundation is another example of that. Black women are always out here doing the work to find a way to spin that fact to make it kind of suit in your favor. That's wild. That's wild. Because what you should be looking at with horror, the fact that for every 100 black women, there are only 88 black men. To you should be wondering when it's going to be you. When are you going to be the person that is on the outside, on the outs of this whole thing? When is that going to hit you? When are you going to get locked up? When are you going to be killed? When are you going to come up missing? And who is going to look for you? I'm going to tell you who's going to look for you. It's going to be black women. We're going to look for you. That's what we do. Even when you get shat upon on a regular, this is what we do. So I'm going to talk about that and so much more on Monday, but I just wanted to share that fact because the fact itself is a scary notion when you have children, especially when you have black male children, but when you have children, period, black, white, blue, purple, the scariest thing in the world is for your child, your loved one, to come up missing and nobody cares. So that's just that. I'm gonna say hello to Davina and Lysandra. They out here waiting on my salutations. I see y'all. Hello, D. What it do? What it do? And I hear you. I see you say, "Wow." Yeah, that somebody actually felt comfortable saying that shit to me. And I mean, it's incredible as it is. It's true. You know that these some of these men think that it is. It's something that should be normalized. I'm not saying that I don't have my beliefs, that I don't have my thoughts. I got a whole world of them. You didn't come here for that. Not today. But never normalize if you have an agreement with something. What it do, Mr. Brown? If you have an agreement with your significant other and however way you get down, you have a commitment that you guys spoke that it was a spoken contract. You know what I mean? And they tell you, shoot, it ain't enough of us going around, so you need to be okay with me doing what I do. Then okay, I'm gonna do what I do then. And once you start feeling like that, then it's time to cut the F out of that relationship. And here I am in sunny Houston, California. That's not so sunny today. I said California, Lord have mercy. I'm in Texas, Houston, Texas. But anywho, welcome to the show, everybody. We're gonna jump this thing off. We're talking again. If you want to join me for that Black and Missing discussion, that'll be Monday at 3 p.m. right here, wherever you found me today. That's where you'll find me at 7 p.m. Central Time on Monday. Now, let's jump into the box office. What about that? The box office, I actually misspoke. I made a mistake was it last week? Last week when I said there was nothing coming out that would challenge Ghostbusters. I was wrong. I was wrong because I completely overlooked the fact that Encanto was coming out. Now, of course, this box office was supposed to include Top Gun 2, the second part of Top Gun. You remember Top Gun? Yeah. Second part of Top Gun. We were supposed to be getting part 2 right around now, but then of course Paramount pushed that date back along with that Mission Impossible date. It got pushed as well. So the competition was moved out of the way. So I thought, because that's all I was thinking. I was not thinking about Encanto. And I was thinking about House of Gucci. That was the big one. And I know I was supposed to, I don't know how many of you guys I talked to it about it. I was supposed to go and see uh, House of Gucci. I did not. I was a big old bum. I didn't go. Um, So, oh, you want to see Encanto? Yeah, it came out this weekend, and I completely forgot. And guess what? Encanto was the thing to beat this weekend. It is. Let me make this bigger so I can see. It is. It was doing its thing. Now, I'm going to read this from Deadline. I guess you guys can see that it's from Deadline. I'm a little rusty. It's been a few days since I've been at this mic. Black Friday worked in exhibition's favor, with ticket sales for the top 10 movies seeing an average spike of plus 90% between Thanksgiving and yesterday. Even in pre pandemic times, it's always been a challenge for box office analysts to crunch 5 day projections. So remember, this is not just a weekend, this is a 5 day projection because of the holiday that just passed here. So Disney's latest animated movie, Encanto, is now looking at $11 million for Friday, which was pretty darn good, on its way to a 5 day between 39 and 42 millions. The movie's 3 day estimate. So what it would have made if this was a regular 3 day weekend for the weekend instead of having that holiday extension. The 3 day estimate is $28.7 million. So Encanto knocks Ghostbusters right off the top spot. Now, one of the things that I was keeping an eye on was House of Gucci. And the reason why is because this movie did not have a streaming debut at the same time as the movies like King Richard did the week before. So, how does an adult movie that doesn't have the streaming problem that King Richard had, how does a movie like that perform? Well, it performs a whole heck of a lot better than we saw with King Richard. So we can kind of posit that King Richard was hurt by going to HBO Max the same day, but we talked about that last week. House of Gucci made um, for its 3 day $14.9 million and a 5 day at 22.5. Think about this. If King Richard had seen this exact same type of weekend, they'd be almost halfway to being profitable already because the budget for that movie was only $50 million. A 22.5 million 5 day would have done half the work of getting there, you know. Um, of course, House of Gucci has had great exits, 82% positive score, 60% definite recommend. So the adults who went out to the movies and said, "Hey, I'm going to see House of Gucci," they are recommending it. I don't think the critics are as enthusiastic. They're not panning the movie. They're not as enthusiastic as what we see as far as the audience is concerned. But yeah, we got those two movies, and there was another one. What else? Of course, I got another thing that has, I guess it touches on entertainment because it is going to affect entertainment possibly. Um, yeah, there are. Let me get out of here. I tell you, take a couple days off. Your girl is all discombobulated, but um, there is a new variant of this virus, y'all. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about it. I'm gonna find the article, but it's called the Omicron variant, and it is running rampant in South Africa. The cats just knocked something over. I heard it. Um, it's running rampant in South Africa right now. So um, the restrictions have been put on people for entering the country again from especially from South Africa. But as a matter of fact, that you're not getting in if you're from South Africa. Where this variant is doing its thing, you will not get into the United States. So there's that. There's also, and that of course is something to pay attention to, because if that variant makes its way, you're on Facebook and I'm repeating at times. I don't know why that would be. I don't know why that would be. Do I have a compute? Do I have? Hold on a second. Let me see if I've got something plugged in that doesn't need to be. I don't know if that makes a difference. Does that make a difference? Let me know. I sound good on YouTube. Thanks, Clarence. Um, so I lost my train of thought. I was talking about Omicron. We know if that thing gets here, it's gonna shut everything down. They're not gonna shut the country down like reasonable leaders do, but it is gonna cause a pause in people going to the movies, and it's gonna put us right back to where we were some months ago before Shang-Chi. So Shang-Chi was where things started to look good and we could start going back to the movies and we were having fun. So yay, yay. But it won't look good at all if we get Omicron here. Uh let me again go back and pull up a Deadline article. And of course the headline is Omicron variant fears mount as world travel is restricted, but the US waits till Monday, cuz why not drag your feet on this with a whole entire different president than we had at the beginning of the last uh or the original wave of this virus. We got a whole new set of governing officials in, and guess what? It seems like it's more of the same. It seems like what they want is to keep the country open, of course. But anywho, I'm gonna stop telling you what I think. I'm gonna tell you what I know, and that is that there's a growing wave of new restrictions spawned by the discovery of the Omicron coronavirus variant in South Africa. The United States is waiting until Monday to implement its own flight bans. Now, I thought the flight bans had been implemented. I was wrong. If we're waiting until Monday, that gives people an opportunity to get here from South Africa. And I'm not saying we should treat these people like any old kind of way, but if the virus enters the country and it starts to run rampant, we're gonna be right back where we were a couple months ago. Specifically me, because I'm already in my head about going out to the movies, because that's really the only place I go. I'm still some type of way. I still feel really anxious. I have a lot of anxiety about going out into public. And I mean, I have that anxiety anyway, but I definitely feel some type of way with the regular COVID virus, the variants that we know about up to Delta. Um, I feel some type of way anyway. I don't want to get sick. And it's such a scary thing for me to not be able to stop thinking long enough to go out and enjoy myself. I can't do it. And this is another thing that will add another layer of anxiety, especially if you're like me and you're suffering from these continuous thoughts of doom and gloom. This is one of those things that will make it hard again to come out and to go to something as simple as a movie. So it's supposed to, Omicron is, by the way, it's supposed to have the potential to be more resistant to any protection offered by vaccines, which means you could be right back. You get your vaccine, you're double vaxxed. I'm almost understanding why these people are hesitant to get the vaccine. because we still don't know how many times this thing is going to mutate and uh, how it's going to be affected by the vaccine. I'm glad I got vaccinated, but I'm starting to understand what it is that the people, or not all of them, because some of these people are cuckoo, they crazy, but some of the people have a point, and their point is this all happened too fast. We don't know what this virus is going to do. If that was your concern, then I guess I can understand. But let's see. The news of the existence of Omicron has just caused the stock markets to plunge, and it caused travel destinations to say, we're gonna have to lower our capacities. We don't really want this place being overrun with tourists because we don't know who's coming in who might be carrying this virus. And UK, Australia, Brazil, Canada, Iran, Japan, Thailand. I sound like I'm rapping. And the European Union. I got beans, greens, tomatoes. Okay. But yeah, all of them, they have all started to impose restrictions on South African countries in response to these warnings over the transmissibility of this new virus. Those protections that they implemented include flight bans, quarantine rules, and the usual social distancing and mask requirements. And then there's us. Uh, and now we're dragging our feet, and there's cases that have already been reported in Belgium, in Israel, and in Hong Kong. So Britain said they have 2 cases that are linked to Omicron. Germany says that it has 1 case. So they are getting it down to the ones and the twos. We still haven't locked down the country on them. Uh, President Joe Biden said he's decided that we're going to be cautious. Now, come Monday, the U.S. will restrict travel from South Africa and 7 other nearby countries. All of that starting Monday. Uh, I think that, of course, that's a good idea. But at the same time, is it too late if all the other countries have already implemented their travel restrictions on people coming from those Southern African countries? And I don't want this to just be a reason to say, oh, we'll just keep all travelers from Africa up out of here. But at the same time, I don't want to walk around with the thought that, the one thing that I do enjoy is going to the movies. And again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And that would throw a monkey wrench in a whole lot of shit. uh, let's see. We were talking about, so in response to the Omicron. Oh, well, no, let me go back up. Oh, okay. We had Dee saying that she wants to go see Encanto, and then we had Lysandra saying that she wants to see that as well. You guys, that movie it looks like it's pretty darn good. That one I probably would see. I would that's a family movie I would probably watch. uh Dee says she heard about the variant, and she said she and her mother were talking about it, and she's like, here we go again. Bun said, yes, it is. I don't know what we were talking about there. And she said, we want all the money, meaning the United States is dragging its feet on doing these things, the implementing these travel bans and the such, because they want the money. And I agree. We're not going to close the country down because we want the money. We don't particularly care what happens to the people. We just want the people's money. It's weird. Anyway, Davina says she thinks that it's here already. Well, it might be. I will wait until I hear something really concrete and like where it is. Uh Lysandra says she's feeling the same way. I think that's when the anxiety of leaving the house and getting sick. Uh she says she gonna be mad if she has to get another shot. I can almost bet especially you, because of, and I'm not, singling you out like that, but because of the health conditions that you suffer from, they'll probably hit you with another shot before me. But I think we're all going to have it. And then Davina was like, the beans, greens, tomatoes, bam, bam, whatever she said. You name it. Yeah. And she said it sounded like a DMX rap. Speaking of DMX, that that docuseries is now on HBO Max. I'm gonna be covering that next week. So not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday on More Than a Movie. So keep your eyes and ears open for what will be going on with that DMX docuseries. If you don't know nothing else about me, I was a hip hop head from like the inception of hip hop, or when we started really getting what we would call now mainstream rappers out of New York and the other boroughs of New York and all of that. Of course, I had older brothers, so they brought that into our lives, and I have been fascinated with hip hop for decades, all the way up until probably 2010 is where I said I can't do it no more. But as far as the old stuff, hip hop head, not a hip hop encyclopedia is in here. I don't get to use it as much as I used to, but I'm very DMX in that late '90s, early aughts era. Even though with his problems, uh, with all of the things that he faced, the things that a lot of people will be like, well, he was a drug addict, he was this, he was that. That man didn't never shy away from what he was. He never tried to put forward a face that wasn't authentic to who he was. And for that, you know what I'm saying? For that, you got to give that man his flowers. He didn't do he didn't pretend to be your role model, but at the end of damn near every album, he prayed for you. So there's that, I'll talk more about that as we get into it. Lysandra says she wants to watch it. I'm glad you do, because that means that it will be of interest to you when I talk about him on More Than a Movie Monday as well. I was late this week putting the what do you call it, itinerary in the description. So I don't think it's on Facebook. My itinerary is not there because they wouldn't allow me to put it there. It was too close to the time for me to go on. But my next topic is staying with hip hop, and that is Jay-Z. And I don't really need any excuse to talk about Jay-Z. Y'all know, if you've known me for any amount of time, again, I was a hip hop head, and one of my favorite artists of all time is Sean Carter. Sean Carter, Jay-Z, has become the most Grammy nominated artist in history. So I'm not talking about most Grammy nominated artist, black artist, or most Grammy nominated black male. He is the single most Grammy nominated artist in history. And that to me is something worth talking about. Brooklyn is having a proud moment as Jay-Z has become the most nominated artist in Grammy Awards history with his 2022 nominations, pushing him to how many? Tell you just like this. That's a Black Media Trivia question coming to you right now, early in the episode. You gonna get this Black movie trivia question. How many nominations did it take for Jay-Z to become the most nominated artist in history? And go. I'm looking for anybody to answer. It ain't no restrictions today. I'm in the festive and holiday spirit. So, how many nominations did it take to make Jay-Z the most nominated artist in Grammy Awards history? Talk to me. Talk to me. Don't nobody got nobody. Are y'all trying out there? There you go, D. 83 to start a new game. D is in the lead. 83 nominations. Who did he who did he who was he tied with that now put him in the lead with this? Who was he tied with before as before he became the most Grammy nominated artist? There was somebody obviously there. Who was that person? Quincy Jones. I ain't giving you no extra point because that's right there in the same article. Y'all, I put the articles right in. I put the articles in the description. All you gotta do is click on the article that I put there. The answer is right there. It's like literally right there. Quit letting D win. I'm gonna need y'all to be a little more competitive because I'm telling you, she talking junk and everything to y'all. She said, "Boom." What is really going on? So Brooklyn is again super proud of their son. I thought I was gonna have to like stall some more and start rapping this shit, but yeah, Jay Z was nominated this year. Let me see now. Wait a minute. No, let me stop. Jay Z started being nominated with three nods in 1999, two from the Life and Time of Sean Cardick Volume 2. It's a hard knock life. From two from that album, and one for his tag team with Jermaine Dupri, which is no, money ain't a thing. I'm singing the wrong song. He won but didn't attend the awards, saying he boycotted them because a fellow New Yorker, DMX, had not been nominated. And so full circle, we come back to DMX because Jay-Z nominated the Grammys because DMX hadn't been nominated and he had two number one albums in a year. So Jay-Z said, you know what? Um, yeah, I am not going, even though, yes, thank you for the awards. I'm not going because DMX wasn't even nominated. Are you serious? So, okay. Um, Jay-Z is turning 52 in December 4th. So they say next month. I'm talking like next week. Uh, and he's been nominated in 18 of the 22 Grammy years since then, even though his release schedule has slowed considerably in his old age. That is not what that says, but I'm trying to be that's funny. Ha ha. Jay-Z is a legend. And he's again nominated for the work that he's done on the soundtrack of what's the name of the movie? The Harder They Fall. Let me see. His biggest Grammy winning years were 2009, 2010, 2012. He took home 3 each year. Ironically, he won no trophies in his most nominated year, 2017, when his 444 album and related singles and video received 8 total nominations. He didn't win any there. This didn't improve his complicated relationship with the Grammys. But I mean, I think that it is I think that it is fair that if you're nominated but don't win, if it was something out that was if there was genuinely something out that was better. If you were nominated, and I don't know if you've ever heard me say how freaking cliche this is, but it's an honor just to be nominated. So yeah, he just to me, hip hop greatness to me, we want to talk about our hip hop icons. It's Rakim, it's Notorious Big, it's we go on top five. It's Rakim first, Notorious Big, Jay Z, Tupac, then Nas. And I mean, if you put those there in any order, I respect your list. So any order that you put those five people in, I respect your list. But yeah, and I'm not going to never will Lil Wayne be in my top five. He come out with the most fire album ever. He will never make it to my top five. Don't ask me why. I'm just being a little funny about things. I don't respect I respect his hustle and his flow, but I don't respect some of the things that he stands for. So he will never make it to my top five. Going on, we gonna stay with a hip hop theme because that seems to be working for me right now. And the hip hop theme, the next article that I am gonna talk about is from Variety. In Variety, oh, let me go back before I go into these. I'm gonna go back and pick up these comments. Uh, that was D telling us Quincy Jones was the person who was superseded by Jay Z when Jay Z got these last three nominations that pushed him over to 83. So yay for Jay Z. And she says something that's not fear. Fear. She Googled it. I don't care how you got it. I was only giving out one point for that. If somebody else would have answered it, I probably would have given them a point. And then she said, not never, Tasha, not never. Not never. Not when you got. Okay, we can stay on hip hop for just a second. We're gonna stay here just a second. Not when you still. I gave you those top five. We still haven't talked about Buster. We still haven't talked about Method Man. We still haven't talked about Andre 3000. We still haven't talked about DMX. You get what I'm saying? We still haven't talked about Big Daddy Kane. And then when we get to 11, we still haven't talked about uh LL. So I mean, how could he make the top 10 when you still got to get through half of New York to get to Lil Wayne? That's what I'm saying. So no, he'll never be in my top 10. Never, ever. And he could come out with a stellar album and he still wouldn't be in my top 10. You say you just messing with me. Yeah, but I had to flex those muscles too. Sometimes you lose this stuff if you don't use it in here. And I've had this hip hop knowledge for so long that I haven't been using it, so I just might lose it. So I had to go ahead on and exercise my opportunities to talk about. We still ain't even talked about Lauryn Hill. Oh, we still ain't even talked about. We can do this forever. I can do this all day. But Lauryn Hill, uh, man, woman, child, whomever, she got to be in there, even though she only put out that like one solo album that was like everything. KRS-One is a good rapper. He will not. He ain't in my top 15. But I respect you for putting him there. If he makes your 15, I respect it because I mean, shit. How can you go wrong? Yeah, but anywho, staying with hip hop, like I said, because I just I don't know what it was this week where everything that had some hip hop undertones or overtones to it made the list of things I wanted to talk about. And Peacock debuts the Bel Air teaser. Now it's loosely hip hop. Most Def Clarence, what was I thinking? And I love Most Def, man. Love him, respect it. I respect that entry. If he makes your top 10, I'll respect that. Most Def would probably round out my 15 for sure, but I would have to really think because Most Def got a flow that's outside of this world. So yeah, KRS, Most Def, I can definitely make room for them. before I do Lil Wayne. Just me being me. So yeah, we got boy, I got some people who might know a little something. I love it. And I gotta get from behind my visual. And D agrees. And yeah, this is what this is what I did for about 20 years. So yeah. But okay. Uh Bel Air, the teaser TV spot came out. I put it up on the After the Snap Hangout page, and if you're listening right now or on the rebroadcast, I'm inviting you to join that Facebook group because I do put stuff that is of interest to me, and I'm waiting for you guys to put things that are of interest to you. Uh, oh, I see what you meant. I see what you wrote, and I know what you meant. We ate and slept hip hop. Man, I had so many notebooks. I had so many flipping notebooks of rhymes and fake rapping that I used to do. Come on. But yeah, go back to Bel Air. Let me go back to Bel Air. I actually am intrigued by this, by this new Bel Air teaser. So it is not a comedic take. It's not the Fresh Prince. It is a more dramatic telling of the Will Smith story in that came from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. So Peacock debuted a trailer for Bel Air, the upcoming drama series that reimagines the 90s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and it is set to premiere in 2022. I'm super, I ain't gonna say super excited, but I am intrigued. I think I'm intrigued enough that I will give this a chance. Now, I saw the fan film, the based on Morgan Cooper's viral fan film of the same name. Bel Air stars Jabari Banks as Will, the role played by Will Smith in the original sitcom. This series is going to follow Will's complicated journey from the streets of West Philly to the gated mansions of Bel Air. So we have Adrian Holmes, Cassandra Freeman, Ali Shalatin, Coco Jones, Akira Akbar, Jimmy Ankingbola, gosh, Jordan L. Jones, and Simone Joy Jones. All those people are starring in this thing. And Will Smith himself was behind it. He kind of ran across this Bel Air trailer just like a lot of us did. And I think maybe it was like my son might have shown it to me. And he even was floored by what this young man had put together as just this fan film. But I'm interested in seeing how this thing plays out as a series. If anybody else has seen the fan film, watched the trailer, has any interest at all in seeing this reimagining of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, let me know in the comments. And this is me. I was talking to somebody, can't even remember who. This is coming from the person who's like, there's nothing original. It's always a remake. I am interested in seeing how this thing plays off or plays out. Sorry. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty decent show. So let me know what you guys are thinking about the Fresh Prince of Bel Air's remake into a dramatic Bel Air series. Let me know what you think in the comments or in the chat. Um, let's see. Now I don't know who this young man. What is his name? Jabari Banks, was that his name? I want to check and see what else this young man has done because I'm not very familiar with him as an actor. Oh, that was me and you, D, talking about Bel Air, yeah, and how I can be a hypocrite from time to time. Oh gosh, and it's like Jabari Banks is an actor known for Bel Air. So I'm wondering if this is going to be his first role. That's it. That's all he's got on his filmography. So yeah, Jabari Banks is the young man who's going to be playing Will Smith in Bel Air. And let's see. Now how did that that's what it is. I got a whole nother thing opened up. How did that happen? But anywho, okay, so anywho, I'm sorry, y'all. uh this is the young man, Jabari Banks. He is playing Will Smith, the Will role in the Fresh or in Bel Air. So, and this is it. This is all he's got on his filmography. Is all he's got is Bel Air. So this might be us getting an opportunity to see somebody start it all over. You know, so to make his start in this. Uh, Clarence says, I haven't seen the new trailer, but the fact that it's a drama may make it different enough. Yeah. So that's why I kind of was feeling okay with about being a hypocrite because I'm a hypocrite anyway. I sometimes I change my mind. I'm a woman. But anywho, um, yeah, there was some there the fact that it's a drama is what makes it different enough for me as well. Because if it would have came and they would have just uh repackaged the same product, I wouldn't be so excited. I wouldn't be at all intrigued. In fact, you would see the other side of our personality talking about how nobody is making anything different. I know I was talking to Lysandra, I believe, when I said, don't be surprised if we see a remake to Cooley High." And we went on probably a 30-minute tangent of trying to figure out how they would do it. And the only way that they could do it is with newcomers, sort of the way that we're seeing with this Bel Air project. If they came with newcomers, and these newcomers, we couldn't know them from anywhere else, or we wouldn't buy it as a Cooley High thing. Cooley High thing was a whole coming of age, and if I've seen you come of age in several different movies, I'm not buying it anymore. Kind of like how uh, was it Omar Epps? Every freaking coming of age movie ever, Omar Epps was somewhere involved when we were younger, you know, and that is what I'm talking about. Like, okay, now, Omar, I done seen you come of age 1,010,000 times, darling. You're of age at this point. So, but I love him. Don't don't mistake what I'm saying. I do love Omar Epps. I'll watch him in anything. So yeah, but that's just I'm excited, or I'm intrigued. I won't call it excitement again. That would be pushing things a little bit further than they need to go. Staying on Will Smith, we're going to talk about King Richard a little bit. Simply because King Richard, let's see, let's close some of this shit out. I can't even see. Let me cut some of this shit off. I think I got a little eye infection going over here. And that light is bothering my eye. But anywho, so I hope I still look lit enough. Yeah, I hope I look lit enough. You know, I don't sit here and look like I'm sitting in the dark, whispering to y'all in the dark. Oh, if I could find the close out some of this bull crap I got on here too, and bring up this Deadline article that is talking about how HBO Max viewers tuned in to that Will Smith movie, King Richard, and basically, from what my understanding of what I was getting out of the article is that people, once they started the movie, they didn't turn it off. Now you remember how I was saying like Samba TV, how Netflix, they say, oh, if you watch Netflix was really crazy. It was like, if you watch 2 minutes of this movie, you've watched it. And we know that that's not realistic. That's not realistic at all. So then Samba TV is like, okay, well, we'll do it a little better. If you watch 5 minutes of this movie, you've watched it. And I don't consider that a watch either. I consider that I checked it out. Now, if you got me to watch half of your movie, you could say I watched it. Because if I watched half of it, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna come back and watch the other half, unless you guys jump the shark. But by this time, I've already invested a lot of time into this one movie, episode, series, whatever it is. They say that okay, let's just read the article, Tasha. Well, Samba TV reported today that 707,000 households watched the Will Smith drama King Richard over the weekend. And even more interesting detail was how HBO Max subscribers tuned in. The service tells us that a majority of subs watched the biopic about Serena and Venus Williams and their coach father from start to finish without pausing. The translation is, I said most of it. King Richard had a completion rate of 100%. Now, especially for something that's on a streaming service, especially for watching something at home, that's something. Because I ain't gonna tell you how many times I've paused something to get up and make a cup of coffee, or to get up and go outside, smoke a cigarette. Y'all know I got a habit, and or to get up and do this and that. And the more I think about it, when I turned on King Richard, I didn't stop watching it. I just kept watching it because it was that enthralling. It was that good. People did not pause this movie. People did not turn it off and start it again later. They watched it through its entirety. And that is that's a good, I'm gonna say a big uh what do we call it? Achievement for this movie. And the movie was 2 hours and 24 minutes. It's 2.5 hours long. This is Reynaldo Marcus Green's. This is his first big wide release movie. Uh, to me, that says a lot about how this movie was done, how well done it was, how it would resonate with an adult audience, and an adult audience who was interested in a family type movie. So this movie is about family. It has a lot of heart. There was a lot to love about it, and it was obviously very watchable. People sat still, watched it from start to finish. And I just want to know, like, if you watched the movie, was that your experience with it? Because if not, then HBO Max is uh exaggerating their 100% completion rate. But I really believe these streaming services do not normally typically put out these types of statistics. They don't want nobody to know if a movie failed, pretty much. So if the movie failed to captivate the attention of their subscribers, they might tell you, well, a lot of people watched it, but if watching 2 minutes of it says I watched it, then that is not a watch. Oh, Clarence said 100% sounds fishy. I mean, yeah, I agree, because 100% of anything sounds like wow. But I can honestly say I didn't stop. Now I'm one person. So 100% of me continued to watch the movie from beginning to end. But it does sound like, you mean to tell me out of 707,000 households, once they put it on, they didn't turn it off? Excuse me. Gosh. Oh, this gay. So anywho, yeah, that's weird. That's wild. Tell me why, Clarence. Why does it sound fishy to you? It does sound hard to believe, for sure. It sounds hard to believe. because 707,000 households. Let me go. You know what? Let me go down further into this while I wait. Clarence said he definitely paused while he watched. So they lied to us. The shock. Oh my gosh, they lied. Let's see. There are a lot of reasons in an on-demand world you'd have interruptions, and that clearly didn't happen with this movie. There's a strong output here with this movie that's distinctive versus other day and date events. I mean, Clarence, um, there's a thought for me. It's like, are they trying to defend their day and date? The method. He say they're playing with the numbers. They are manipulating the numbers for sure. Is it because they want to defend their decision to make their movies day and date? They have to have something to brag about, and this is something that only they can prove. We can't uh we can't say. I mean, you can say it, Clarence. Like you said, you paused. You definitely paused. But if we don't have anybody, it's the Wild West in the streaming land. We don't have anybody kind of monitoring these things, so they can tell us anything they want. Much like Netflix saying, "Oh, Red Notice had more watches than Shang-Chi." But if all I got to watch is 2 minutes, then I mean that. So you're saying basically, and I'm not going to put the word to your mouth. I'm saying it. Just let me know if you agree that they're saying this in such a way that they're trying to make it look like, even though these people did not go to the movies to see this, hey, we know that we had a really great movie because people just didn't stop watching it. Is it part of the awards push? Is it part, because they could say anything? What is their deal? What do y'all think? Lysandra said, right, Clarence, nobody went to the bathroom. I mean, but if you like me, it's a device every damn where. And all I got to do is pick it up from the same spot but I don't know about the bathroom. And then Clarence said maybe they're playing with the numbers. So what could we say that maybe, possibly, and this is just me playing devil's advocate, I have no way of knowing or whatever. Could it have been 97%? Could it have been 95%? Something that you could round up to 100? Because yeah, I am with you when you're right. And what you said was right. Both of you. Nobody went to the bathroom, or if they went to the bathroom, that they just let the movie keep playing. Nobody paused it, except for Clarence said he definitely paused it. So what did I know I didn't. I sat and I watched King Richard. Everything else, and it was that good to me that I did not pause that movie. I continued to watch. There wasn't no reason to stop it. Another thing about King Richard, while we're talking about it, because slipped me, uh, Reinhardt's in this thing. Wait a minute. Reinhardt said that definitely ain't true because I paused that movie at least 849 times. Oh gosh. And Clara said we can't agree on anything in America except King Richard. Yep, that's a good movie. That's a real good movie. Oh gosh, Reinhardt, I didn't know you were here. What's up, bro? Oh gosh. Oh, 8 or 9 times. I'm gonna say you paused the movie 849 times. You shouldn't even watch it. Oh gosh. I didn't pause it at all. I watched it all the way through, but I was doing nothing else either. I didn't have nothing to take my attention. 2 hours and 49 minutes of me just sitting right here and watching it. It was pretty chill to me. It was a decent movie. But D, you thought that was funny, huh? So yeah, what I'm going to take from this little lesson, from especially since you two are in my chat, and you have also said that uh, you definitely paused the movie, is that HBO, Warner, whomever is lying, and they're lying because they're pushing this movie, number one, for awards. Uh, Number two, they are trying to defend their decision to have the day and date thing on their movies. And number three, yeah, they just lie. They just some lying liars who lie. Uh, Reinhardt said, "I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. You know, mine was quiet. I spent a lot of time working, but that's what I do. And I'm not gonna get into it. I made me a great value Thanksgiving meal, though I did, because I have decided to reclaim my time. When a household of three people, we do not have to do no back breaking cooking around here. I'm not spending all night cooking for a whole day for the three of us to eat, and then to watch a lot of it get thrown in the garbage because after so long, you're tired of eating this shit. So my great value Thanksgiving meal consisted of some rotisserie chickens. Got them from my Uncle Sam at great value, Walmart. Uncle Sam, he brought the chickens. Uncle Jiffy made the dressing because yes, I did with my lazy ass make some dressing, little small pan of dressing with some damn Jiffy mix. I did. Yes, I did because I wasn't going to the store either. So Jiffy mix dressing. What else? Sam also bought the potato salad. I had to doctor the potato salad up. You don't eat everybody's potato salad, but yes, I had me some potato salad that was made at Walmart that I just doctored up. So what was it? I had some green beans from Glory, Auntie Glory. Auntie Patty gave us a peach cobbler, and Auntie Patty gave us a what's that? Peach cobbler and a sweet potato pie. And what else did we have? I think that was it. Yeah, great value. Tasha was not tired, wasn't worn out. I didn't spend 2 days cooking. I didn't pick no greens. I didn't do none of that. I enjoyed my great value Thanksgiving meal, and I hope you guys enjoyed wherever you spent your holiday. I enjoyed it. And let me see. So, I mean, Davina said, yeah, it was nice. I cooked the sides and hubby fried the turkey and I baked a blueberry pound cake. I saw that pound cake. It looked good. Looked real good. That's a lot for two people, man. And that pound cake alone would get me in trouble being in this house. And Reinhardt said, I cooked ackee and saltfish for breakfast. I saw that recipe that you put up on, was it a recipe that you put up on Twitter? I saw that though, and had a turkey breast and a ham. It was no hard cooking. Just put them in the oven and sit down till they done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you got a whole big ass family and it's 37 of y'all and everybody pitches in, that's one thing. But I got tired of cooking like that. I really did. She said, "What? Why do y'all have a 26-pound turkey though? I don't understand. Like, is it was it other people at your house? I don't look, man. If y'all don't eat these rotisserie chickens, and if I wouldn't have got the rotisserie chicken, I would have got some Cornish hens. I am not about to be fucking with no damn 30-pound turkey. The damn turkey big as me. Shit. And it's only three of us. The cats will be eating that turkey for the rest of the year. Yet I know y'all you a freezer person too. You like to you'll freeze your shit. No, once it's over, it's over. But I've talked about my lazy how lazy I've gotten in my old age, and hopefully, you know, like if it was the whole family getting together, then we would, I guess if my whole family was getting together, we would all have our part. But you talking about three people in a house and some cats, three people and some damn cats. Oh gosh. He said, oh, what did he say? The She said the blueberry pound cake was fire. Sounds delicious. Lysandra said her little sister cooked. Yes. Put her little foot in it too, right? Reinhardt said, D, you better not waste that turkey. You and your husband gonna be making turkey sandwiches for the next 3 weeks. 3 weeks? We talking about a 30-pound turkey damn near. You're gonna be eating turkey sandwiches for 3 years. Turkey salad. What? She said, not hubby just bought a turkey. Girl, that turkey is almost gone. I don't know how y'all eat 26 pounds of turkey in one damn day or 2 days. I don't. It ain't that much turkey. First of all I'm eating is the white meat. Period. Point blank. Period. So it ain't that much white meat on that turkey. First of all, the legs and the thighs and all of that shit can go. Okay. Anywho, let me see. Um, Speaking of, you know what? This was another crazy article. Has It has very little to do with entertainment, I guess, but I guess it does in a way. Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it. I miss talking to y'all, so I picked some articles that just lets me get an opportunity to talk to y'all. Can we talk? Can we just talk? So the one thing I wanted to talk about was this here. I'm gonna share the screen. Let that speak for itself. This here. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's from Deadline because everything was from Deadline this week. Uh, it says California flash mob robbers won't be stopped. Will spread, says ex chief. Oh, wait a minute. Clarence Brown, did you not watch my entire More Than a Movie flipping production that I put out there for y'all? As much as I put work and sweat and tears into that King Richard bull crap, you mean to tell me you're going to tell me something that I already talked about? Yeah, he abandoned his first family. Did you know, if you, just in case you didn't watch the entire thing for that King Richard thing, did you also know that he has roundabouts 20 children? Round about 20 flipping kids. So he left the first family. You left the first family, just abandoned them, told them, all right, peace. Going to get you a bike. Right back. Never came back. Then I'm gonna come to that too, Clarence. And then you married this woman. You know she had religious convictions that said that she pretty much has to stand behind you. This is Venus and Serena's mother because they're Jehovah's Witnesses. So her religion dictates that she has to allow him to be the head. And I guess most religions dictate that, but it's really, really serious with the Jehovah's Witnesses. And so they followed him around like just blindly almost until she kind of had to get her power. Clarence, you need to know that, you need to hear that whole story. You really do. Like them living in Compton, it wasn't because they had to, it's because he wanted them to live in Compton because he thought that it would make the girls tough. Please do me a favor and listen to the back end of that broadcast that I did, Clarence, because I don't want to just rehash it all here. We talked about it there, but let me tell you, it was some infuriating shit about this man that we're supposed to be celebrating, which is why I'm trying so hard to separate Will Smith and the role that he played from Richard Williams and who he really was, because he wasn't shit. He wasn't shit. Let's go back up here. Yeah, Clarence was saying, oops, he might have missed it. Yeah, you just hurt my feelings, Clarence. And D said, Clarence, you're in trouble. He said, I read his daughter was salty. Well, she spoke the truth to what her experience was with her father. And it wasn't much of an experience. As far as I can tell, she was like, basically, she believes that he loves them, but he fucked up so bad. How do you even come back from that? So, but so at the end, she said, I'm not hurt by it, no, behind it anymore. All I do pretty much now is just like, I feel sorry for him. Reinhardt said, I was shocked they put some of the stuff they put in the movie, and I know they want to create a narrative, but his wife did call him out in that scene about you walked out on your other family. Right. And I mean, just the simple fact that Oracene Price, the Venus and Serena's mother, was a nurse. She had a trade. She was able to not live in Compton. She had the means to move them out of Compton at any time. He demanded they stay in Compton because he read books about Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, and he felt like it would make them hungry if he kept them in poverty. He basically did a fucking experiment with these kids. And it wasn't, first of all, it wasn't fair to these children to be brought up thinking that they had to struggle when they didn't. That, first of all, it wasn't fair to them. But then, second of all, what kind of maniac, how psychopathic do you have to be to have mapped out somebody's life from the point before they were born, when you had an opportunity to do this with all these other kids that you had? You did an experiment on these kids. It worked. So yay, but it wasn't fair. Davina said one of his older daughters said that she wouldn't attend his funeral when he dies. She said, we're talking Sabrina, the same one that I had been talking about earlier. She said that she don't even think she would be allowed to attend. So you got to like kind of read what she said and take what she meant. She said she doesn't believe she would be allowed to attend his funeral. Not that she would want to go, but she wouldn't even be allowed to, because they wouldn't want that first family's or any of the other of his 20 children. They wouldn't want them to come in with drama, basically. But yeah, the King Richard, he wasn't a king. We shouldn't even call, but I could separate the fact that what Will Smith did and that movie is a movie. It was based loosely on a true story. It was not true, not in all its entirety. Claire said, I was watching the movie during the last stream. That's how I know I paused it. Yeah, I remember you saying that, now that I think about it. Yeah. And then Reinhardt says, you guys need to hear the story of the former NFL quarterback, Todd Marinovich. If that's what Richard did to Venus and Serena, Todd Marinovich, is dad, probably should have gone to jail for something that shitty. Davina said, that's sad. Let me see. Reinhardt said he had this boy starving him some time with letting me do anything with any sugar. His diet, his dad tied his hands behind his back and made him do workout drills. I mean, if you really read what some of the shit that Richard did with them while they were training that wasn't shown in the movie, he intentionally broke glass and put it like near fault lines. So if they stepped on the fault line in their little shoes, that they would be stepping on glass, they would be just so I mean, really, if you really want to know what happened, um, some of the stuff is in Richard Williams' book, his own book. Like he didn't tell no tales in the book, and some of it is from other people's watching and understanding of that family. And excuse me, and that is why I think a lot of people have problems with Richard Williams. I being one of them, as far as the real Richard Williams is concerned, not the Richard Williams that that played in this movie, not Will Smith. And the fact that his daughters say, "Hey, we had to watch this movie before we would say we would executive produce." I kind of see why they still love their dad. He's to them, he is the reason behind their success. But if they would have put the real truth in the movie, the girls Venus and Serena would not have executive produced it. Um, Reinhardt said it was kind of like Straight Out of Compton. It was very weird. They never showed none of the bad shit that NWA actually did. I mean, we know Easy was a drug dealer, but the stuff about Dre beating women and getting shot, they left all that out. Yeah, but like really, pick my worst moments of my life, the worst fucking moments of my life, of things that I did, not things that were done to me, because that makes good TV, what was done to me. But if you take some of the shit that I did, because I'm a flawed human, I got into a whole lot of stuff before I was sitting in front of this microphone. So, so if I'm telling my life story, or if my son says, you know what, tell my mama's life story, he's not going to want to put in anything that's going to be unflattering to me because he loves me. I probably would add some of the stuff that I did that was fucked up, just so you can see how I've grown as a person. But all of us would have a bad chapter at least in our story. That's why I don't look down my nose at people for the fucked up shit they did. But did you overcome it? You know what I'm saying? Did you do something to make things better? Have you lived? Have you learned? What did you learn? And if you learn something, that's why you do fucked up things, to learn from them. Clarence, we went into that as well. Joseph Jackson. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Well, he said Clarence Joe didn't do anything wrong. All he did was whip a little ass, according to Martin Lawrence stand up. But again, if we talk about when I got my ass whooped, my mama wasn't no messed up person. Now, I'm not saying Joe Jackson level. I don't know what happened in that house with all them kids and what kind of boot camp he was running. But I got my ass whooped with everything from extension cords to freaking frying pans. I'm not saying that it was right. I'm pretty sure if my mom was alive right now, she wouldn't say, "Oh, I was right." That's the tools that was put in her toolbox. And then for further we go back, those grandparents and the grandparents before them, the tools that were put in their toolbox is that people listen when you whoop their ass. How did they learn that? Where did they get that from? From getting their ass whooped. We could take that all the way back to slavery. Even the slaves were like, hey, we get our ass whooped. We do what they tell them because we don't want to get our ass whooped. This shit traveled down and trickled down from one generation to the next. And we're getting to the generation of people who are saying, no, we're not going to do that to our kids. And I whooped my son. I can't lie. I ain't beat him the way I was beat, but I did. And now he is the generation that says it's got to be a better way. And I agree with him. There is a better way. But the tools that was put in your toolbox, this is what you use when you keep going with the tools that was handed down to you. And it takes a different mindset, it takes somebody to break that cycle. So Joe Jackson, probably in my dad's and mom's age range, older than my mom and dad. Um, and that's the way they was raised. If you don't teach people better, if you don't say to them there is a better way to get your kids to do this and this and this and this, if you don't give them alternatives, they're gonna keep carrying their family toolbox down to the next line of kids. So if your experience was different, you know what I'm saying, I almost envy you, but at the same time I don't, because I learned a whole heck of a lot of lessons in the way that I was raised. You know what I'm saying? Not saying my mom and daddy were good parents, but the way that they understood how to get a change of behavior was through violence. Violence. Um, Reinhardt said, I hate to say that I admired both Joe Jackson and Richard Williams on some level, but at the same time, I was appalled by their treatment of their children. And see, that's what I can't get behind. For instance, I don't want to get behind it now in 2021, Joe Jackson, but Joe Jackson was the provider in his household. He instilled a sense of discipline in those children, even though we the methods was fucked up. We don't agree with the methods. He tried to discipline. He was in the house. He did fucked up things, and he messed them kids up in ways that uh, if he wasn't there, might have been better for them. Because a lot of people, at least the daddy was there. Because I agree with that on some levels. The children do fare better when there is a father in the household. I believe that. Or when the father is in their life. So not even just in the household. For instance, my son, my ex-husband and I, when we split up, my son couldn't even probably remember a time of us being together. But one thing that we had a meeting of the minds about is that we were going to be tough on him. Not to beat his ass tough, because his daddy is not the whooping type. I'm the whooping type. So, but the fact that my son knew that me and his father were on the same page as far as how we are going, or what our expectations of you are. And if I had problems with Quinn, there were a couple of years, if you've been around, you know, there were a couple of years where I had issues with Quinn. Wasn't with him. I felt like he was running with a bad crowd. He never did anything to get himself in any type of major trouble, but I saw it coming. So I called his daddy, and he stayed down with his daddy for 2 years. And then when he didn't live with his daddy, he went and visited him every summer. So his father was present. That's what I'm saying. When a father is present, the children fare a bit better. Doesn't mean that their presence might not be a little destructive. And I think that's what we could say about Joe Jackson. Now, with Richard Williams, he made a family. Say, I don't like this family no more. I'm going to go make another one. He made another family. He was like, but before he made it, hey, I got a little plan. This tennis, you know that they can go pro as teenagers, like young teenagers. I mean, we wouldn't even have to wait that many years before we make us some tennis players who make us rich. Because they can go pro at 14, 13 years old, 14 years old. They can go pro at 14 years old. All I got to do is put in 14 years of real hard work, putting these kids and through the Richard Williams boot camp. So this is why I have a problem with Richard Williams. Yes, he was there. Yes, he was present in the home, but his presence was a bit destructive. The kids don't realize it was destructive because what he was doing was for selfish means. Reinhardt said, your son and I have that in common. I never saw my mother and father together as a couple. My older brother did, but by the time I was being born, they had already broken up. So I think with me and Quinn, or me and Quinn's dad, um, gosh, Quinn might have been 2 when we was like, oh, okay, we can't do this. But Quinn's dad, like Joe Jackson and like Venus and Serena, Quinn's dad is a Jehovah's Witness. That's why I know so much about Jehovah's Witnesses. But so he's not he ain't even built from the type of cloth that will say, I'm gonna make this baby and just disappear and never be a part of this child's life. What we had to come to our agreements on was, hey, he ain't gonna be no Jehovah Witness. I'm gonna celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of these things. And so once we got over that hill, it was pretty much we are about to make somebody who can be a productive member of society, come hell or high water. And I'm proud of the young man that my son is. When he put me through hell in the teenage years, I'm telling you. But no, I would boo-hoo crying sometimes, send his ass to his daddy. But he had a daddy who was involved enough to take him. I think children fare better when they had their daddies. Reinhardt said, I have a lot of family members who are Jehovah Witnesses on one side of my family. I don't ever remember them in any interview of Serena and Venus, them ever mentioning being Jehovah Witnesses. Serena is probably the more outspoken about being Jehovah Witness, even though she is the least like a Jehovah's Witness that I've ever seen a person. Like all of this dating celebrities and all of these things, that's not some shit that they do. Uh, the they not that's not them. They Jehovah's Witnesses don't do all of what they did. So I mean, she said it. Serena has said it. There are reasons why she don't do certain things because of her religious beliefs, but she ain't no real Jehovah's Witness because they some that's different, altogether different. When you die hard Jehovah, that's die hard. That's different. But yeah. So anywho, we didn't talk about. Oh, wait a minute. We got one more for Brian Hart. Right, yes, you've been waiting to talk too, huh? I've been waiting to talk. Reinhardt said, of all the Jacksons, I think only Rebe, the oldest, still practices being a witness. I don't think any of the rest of them are still witnesses. There are and because they're because they are celebrities, and it's a little different, I'm thinking, with the celebrities. I know Lysandra because Lysandra grew up a Jehovah's Witness. Um, if you were to ask Michael Jackson at times, he would say that he was a Jehovah's Witness. But then you would see him celebrating and stuff, which is some stuff that they don't do. So I mean, they all together different. And yeah, I don't know if the mama is still. I believe Catherine Jackson is still a Jehovah's Witness too. So I mean, that's their religious choices. I got beef with Jehovah's Witnesses. I was very happy. Quintel's father, my son's dad, recently, I'm gonna say it's rather recently, kind of walked away from that. So of course, you walked away after I spent all my money making Christmases and birthdays over the years, but okay. But now he's married to oh, such a nice lady. The lady that my son's dad is married to, wonderful, wonderful lady. She's an FBI agent. They have this boxing gym. They're doing big things. They're doing well. And now he's celebrating and stuff. So Quinn is able to go over there and actually see his daddy be normal. So yeah, that's the reason why I have so much beef with Jehovah's Witnesses, is because um to me, a lot of times, I'm not going to say all the time, but a lot of people use being a Jehovah's Witness as an excuse to not do things financially. Uh, for instance, okay, you can't buy your son nothing for Christmas. Is it stopping you from buying him something at any other time? Or is there a holiday that is going to fall in here that you might think that you're buying something for? We have to get smarter than this. No, you can't buy him shit for Christmas, but can you buy him stuff that's on sale after Christmas and send it after Christmas? Can you take some of that load off of me, because this kid wants everything? But he's grown, and now I get a lot of stuff from him. So it worked out. Yay. Even his dad. When Quinn was grown, when I moved to Texas, you know where I moved? With his daddy. wasn't no relationship or nothing like that. My son is grown. We don't even have to deal with each other no more. And that man let me live in his house. So that's what I say. You get yourself, you have a good father, and it does tend to make things better. So even if you're not in the same household as your kids, be a good daddy. Be a good daddy. Anyhow, this flash mob in California, we didn't went all off, and I don't even know what we was talking about. We was talking about the flash mobs in California, because what they're doing there is putting together like a freaking group of people, and they just going out and committing robberies together, and they doing it in flash mob style. Y'all remember flash mobs when people would just all of a sudden start dancing in the middle of the mall or some shit, and they have it all choreographed. That they've practiced this, and they just meet up someplace, and they look like regular customers or whatever, and then they start dancing and singing. Well, this is like that, except for it ain't no dancing and it ain't no singing. It is some straight up robberies. And it started over here in California. Um, and this former Philadelphia police commissioner predicted that mass robbery crews would spread out across the country, given that they've had this success in these recent robberies on California retailers. Exactly. On these California retailers. And that's basically, this man spoke the truth. He was like a prophecy, because after he said it's go spread, it spread it. And what a lot of these kids are doing, I won't call them kids. These probably, I don't know how old they are. I'm calling them kids because it seems like it seemed like some juvenile shit when it first started, and then it just started getting more and more organized. So here's our list of things that have happened over the last these are some things that over the last few days that have happened. They hit the Bottega Veneta. I don't know what that means. Bottega Veneta, don't know what that is. Store in the Beverly Grove shopping district on Black Friday at 5:21. LAPD reports that one robber pepper sprayed a victim as his teammates grabbed the merchandise. So they work again. They got a whole team. Then you got Home Depot in Lakewood, California, was hit at 7:55 p.m. 8 people stole sledgehammers, wrenches, and assorted hammers, fleeing in 10 getaway cars. Now, what you want to bet that they stole the stuff that they were going to use in the next set of flash mob robberies? Um, in Minnesota, 30 people robbed a Best Buy store in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. They shortly after 8 p.m. They made off of electronics gear. In Chicago, 3 stores in the Wicker Park neighborhood were robbed within 1 hour on Black Friday. In the Bay Area and LA, they've been hit particularly hard. 6 smash and grab robberies took place in the Fairfax district, Beverly Grove, and Hancock Park on Friday. Wednesday, another robbery happened at LA area Nordstrom. The store at the Westfield, Topanga, and the Village Shopping Center in Canoga Park was hit at about 7 p.m. A group of at least 5 men, one wearing an orange wig, because if you're going to be a clown, you might as well look like one too, entered the store and stole 7 or 8 purses before fleeing the scene. Now you say, oh, 7 or 8 purses, that's over $20,000 in merchandise. I ain't never, ever imagined if having no purse worth that much, but people people do it. And going back over here to Clarence, because he's making some hell of a points over here. He said, first, he said, you can't catch everyone. This is true. This is why they go in there in flash mob style. Then he said, they're going to get some time. That's organized crime. Yep, Rico and them going to be looking for them. And then this sounds like some TikTok-ish. And that is where I was coming to. This social media shit, this is where they're organizing these things. And of course, you have you can pay attention to social media, social, you know what the two words I'm trying to say together. You can pay attention to social media. You can see people talking, and it looks like they're talking about one thing when they're really talking about something else. They're using coded language. Um, so saying all of this to say these are things that are happening in the world, what all around us. But this LA shit is wild. I can honestly believe that it is going to come into affecting the entertainment industry before you know it. And I can say that because there was a robbery, uh, the Oakland TV crew, an Oakland TV news crew. Goodness. The security, one of the security, a couple people were shot. Security guard died. Security guard who was protecting a TV crew before being shot, has died. The guard, a retired police officer, was hired to protect KRON 4 reporters at the scene of an armed robbery. So now he was at the scene of a robbery when a group of robbers attacked them and tried to take the crew's cameras. Clarence, wait a minute, before we get to that, because I'm gonna finish this, because that I wish a nigga would. That's how I feel about the TikTok challenges. But you know what? I'm going to this right now. Did you hear about the high school kids doing the TikTok challenges? Let me tell you. I told y'all that I did a whole lot of ish that I might not have been proud of. Some things that I did here. I used to fight a lot. Like a lot. And we've talked about it personally before. Dee knows me, so she knows the it wasn't just me. You know what I'm saying? I had help. Okay. So but I'm one of them old people. I wish you would run up on me and hit me. Now, that's one of the things, one of the TikTok challenges that I'm almost in wish a nigga would territory with. I wish you would run up on me and hit me. You better knock me out. Because if I get up, oh Lord. Yeah, I heard about that one. Now I don't know what other TikTok challenges are there, new ones besides I punch a teacher. I wish somebody would punch me. I really do. Because they wonder why these kids, you wonder why you feel like kids need their ass whooped sometimes. That's A, because you got this kind of foolishness. And then B, you wonder why people carry weapons. Older people, my age and older, baby. You wonder why people carry weapons, and you don't know who is carrying a weapon. And if you run up on the wrong person and punch them, then we're gonna be having to go out in the streets marching because your dumb ass hit the wrong person and they lit you up. Now, I don't want that to happen to anybody's children. Please do what you got to do to keep your kids from being. This is just stupid. You asking for trouble because you run up on the wrong person and you see, sometimes you don't even have to be doing nothing, and you can get it. You can just be protesting peacefully, and you can get it. So imagine running up on somebody and hitting them, and what will happen behind that. Think about your mama. Think about your granny. Think about, yeah, D, you get what you get, because at that I can't slow sing and flower bring for you because you punch somebody and they put one in you. And I'm not saying that I am I am for this type of violence. I'm not for either violence on either part. The kids that's running up on these teachers and all this, hitting them and all this. I wish you would. You're gonna run up on the right one, and they're gonna do. I'm telling you, that's not that ain't cool. It's not cool at all. You gonna get what you get, and I am not gonna be um feeling sorry for that. Mm-mm. Yeah, these kids they use the social media for the wrong things, and I don't know if it again. It's like the Wild West almost. There is some regulation that has been put down, and there are some platforms that have uh that have penalties for saying and doing things outside of their terms and conditions on their on their sites. But it's still a Wild West type of era. I'm going to talk about another thing that me and Lysandra have been talking about, that's been happening on social media after I pick up Reinhardt's comment here, if I remember to do it, because you know how I forget. Reinhardt said, this stuff comes around and then goes away and then comes back. It was about 6 years ago. These boys were videotaping themselves, and they would walk behind somebody, and then one of them would walk in like they were just walking by the person, and then turn around and punch the person in the face, and they would all laugh and giggle about it. They broke this one guy orbital bone in his jaw. My baby ain't never hurt nobody, but you still got smoked at at Baby's party. Yeah, yeah. But um, Reinhardt, I remember the stuff that you're talking about. Unfortunately, especially in places like Texas, where I am, um, anybody can carry a weapon. Like anybody. Beginning in September, anybody can conceal carry a weapon, which means I might be looking like somebody's mama walking down the street, minding my own business. If I could go outside, walking down the street, minding my own business, and you run up on me and hit me, and I'm gonna fire you up. Now, now what? You know that you're worried about more than a broken orbital bone and a broken jaw. Y'all got to have a funeral. Slow sing, flower bring. It's gonna be a lot of slow singing, flower bringing if my burger alarm starts ringing. But yeah, I I don't have the stomach for the foolishness. I don't care how long, and I know that you didn't mean it in this way, Reinhardt. I don't care if it's something that spins like the world is the wheel of time, and these things are just going to come back. We know that there's nothing new under the sun, nothing new at all. Everything that we have can think to do has already been done. It's just been being done in a different manner now. Um, One of the things that I wanted to bring up, I didn't want to bring up, but it kind of fits, is this girl on TikTok, and the girl's name is Angela, whatever, and she is a lesbian, and she has a lesbian cult of other girls who, I guess the girls that she kind of recruits to be in her cult are kind of like big girls. They kind of have uh they need their self-esteem to be pumped up. Now this Angela chick, she's a cute girl. She's a cute girl. She used to be heavy. She lost a lot of weight. So now she has these girls, number one, sending her money and shit. Number two, when she decides that they have a punishment, they need to be punished. This is all via social media, by the way. Did I say this on TikTok? So these ain't girls. This is like me having a cult and telling guys on the internet, all right, now I want you to just sit here and punch yourself in the jaw, punch yourself in the jaw, punch yourself. You didn't punch yourself hard enough. Punch yourself again. So that ain't good enough. Punch yourself, black your own eye, and them doing it. You know what I'm saying? This is what happening. She's telling these girls to cut themselves. And then when they cut themselves, they got to show her the cut. And then she'll be like, that ain't deep enough. And you got to cut yourself again. Now, you don't have to do these things, but these girls are choosing to do these things to be associated with Angela. And Angela is flying some of these girls. They fly to Michigan. This is where Angela is in Michigan. They fly to Michigan to go see Angela, and they have sex. And now she really in their heads. I uh she has them doing even wilder shit, giving them money. Just you gotta do some work on TikTok to move her, what do you call it, content around. So you gotta get on and engage with her content and share it and do all of this stuff to blow her up even more. You gotta do all of this stuff to be with Angela, even though Angela is in Michigan and you are wherever you are, far away. You gotta catch a flight to see Angela. How does Angela have this level of control over these girls? It is a cult. How is Angela not in prison? Because ain't this exactly what R. Kelly was doing? He wasn't making them physically harm themselves, but ain't this the same shit? The same laws apply to Angela that applied to R. Kelly. And I'm not saying R. Kelly is right. Please do not mistake what I'm saying for saying that R. Kelly still has a leg to stand on. He does not. However, this girl is doing the exact same thing. She's doing the exact same thing. She's flying them in with the intent of having sex and mistreating them. Uh, Quinn, D said, "This is why Jimmy about to have you at the gun range." Her husband, Quinn and Chloe go to the gun range regularly as well. I told them, I'm not going. Uh, I don't go nowhere though, so I'm gonna have to soon. I think I'm gonna have to go get a job, and that's gonna freak me the fuck out. Uh, there was like a sale. You know how I use the Delta 8 THC gummies. I if you didn't know, I'm telling you, it's legal. So I can talk about the Delta 8 THC gummies. They are legal for now, but they still have the psychoactive effects uh of regular marijuana. So I use the THC gummies to curb my curb my enthusiasm, to curb my anxiety, and I use maybe a couple a day. I didn't let myself run out of these damn things. I got one gummy left, but I did an order yesterday. They had a hell of a sale at one of the places that I buy my gummies from. Uh, I got like maybe a 5 month supply for like $85 for their Black Friday sale. But anyhow, what was I? Where was I even going with this? I don't even remember. What was I talking about the weed? Well, basically, to go out and to be out like that, I kind of use I take one gummy to kind of bring my anxiety levels down, but I don't want to go to the gun range after I've eaten a psychoactive gummy, so I can't go. But yeah, D, this is what the hell is right. It's a whole cult with some girls, and it's ridiculous. It's wild. I just cannot. Reinhardt said TikTok has not removed her. I'm asking that because they have removed people for less than that. Okay, so another thing that this group does, um this group, the girl has so many profiles that if you knock one down, she still got several more behind it. And they've knocked down her platforms several times, and another one would spring back up. I don't know how you get around uh all of that. Like, how do you get rid of this person? And I'm betting that she had a lot of profiles just that were open just for her to continue to do this thing, and then that she makes her followers, probably, this is just me thinking now, that she makes her followers open up several profiles as well for her, just in case these profiles get taken down, she's got one of these profiles that girls got that she can use. So it's very organized, which would also put it again under the RICO laws. It will the same laws that they used to get R. Kelly. I hope they're building a case on this young lady because what she's doing is sick. It's sick. And she's like, I ain't making nobody do nothing, which in fairness, she isn't. She just suggested it, but they're doing it. I can't get on here and suggest that y'all do bullshit and then everybody do it. And I'd be like, I don't know why they did that because you told them to. Gosh. And right, I said they're going to get her sooner or later. But yeah, but how many people is about to be effed up behind this? One of the girls who got out of this situation with this Angela chick is like, she got out because Angela said something about her children. So now you got some kids who Angela knows enough about to talk about. She's saying little things like she gonna get your daughter or whatever. All of these things, these kinds of things that this young girl is doing. And I mean, Angela is about 27, 28. She's a young chick. How how long is it gonna be before somebody actually do something to themselves or something like that? And I need that girl gone. Like that just it bothers me. I'm not about to watch TikTok to see her videos and whatnot. I'll watch other people who have covered it, but that to me, this social media stuff is getting a little wild, man. It's getting a little wild. Y'all be careful navigating them streets, them social media streets, because I'm telling you, these some different kinds of kids. That the things that they are exposed to, the things that they think up. It's one thing to do this smash and grab Robin Hood type stuff, but then you on here doing these cults and all of this foolishness. Y'all doing the most. You're doing too much. Well, let's shake things up a little bit. Let's shake things up before we go. Tell me who was the first black superhero in DC Comics. Give me his name and his alter ego. Go. Name and alter ego of the first black superhero in DC Comics. If you know the answer, jump in the chat. If you know the answer, jump in the chat. Ooh, good guess, but no dice. There's the answer right there. It was a good guess, though, Clarence. It was. But it was Green Lantern John Stewart. Yes. Hey, did y'all ever watch? Because at this stage when Justice League and Justice League Unlimited was on, I guess it was Cartoon Network or whatever back in the day. Quinn was of that age where he was starting to really get into comics and all of this stuff. Did y'all ever watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited? I loved that that cartoon, that animated. I forgot now. We got D is on the board with 1 point. Reinhardt is on the board with 1 point. Yeah, Reinhardt, me too, man. I watch him. Like I told you guys, Quinn used to go and visit his dad, or there was even a period of time where Quinn was living with his dad here in Houston when I was still in Indiana. And even when Quinn was gone, man, I would call him. We'd be watching Justice League Unlimited for real. Like, yeah. Uh, and then Hawkeye, me and him have gotten into Hawkeye here over this past week. Be like, don't it make you think about back in the day when we used to watch Justice League together? He'd be like, yeah. What did y'all think of Hawkeye? I had a plan for I didn't communicate the plan very well, so I don't know if you guys got other things to do. I was going to do a watch along today where we'll watch one or both of the episodes of Hawkeye together and just chat it up. But I didn't communicate that very well. And I guess I can say I completely understand if you guys if you ain't interested in doing it tonight, but maybe we can do it if it's a show that y'all want to just catch an episode together, because this is for the people who are top contributors. So if you are a top contributor and you pretty much know who you are at this point, it's probably four of you who are top contributors to After the Snap. So if you guys want to get together and watch a show, and I think Reinhardt suggested that we do Discovery, an episode of Discovery. I'm up for that. It's whatever you guys want to do. If you guys want to have a little watch along where we can watch the shit together and chop it up a little bit after it goes off and then dip, that would be a thing that I want to do with top contributors. You guys get a little bit extra attention because you guys are supporting the show. Reinhardt said, I love it. Really did. I'm a big fan of Haley Steinfeld, and Jeremy Renner is still one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood. I like Jeremy Renner as well, and Haley Steinfeld. I like the show. Gosh, I'm all excuse me. And yeah, I got thoughts. I'm gonna share a lot of the thoughts tomorrow on the Stream Something Sunday, but I got thoughts. Or okay, y'all know how I got questions about everything. And if you're looking for the answers, then you got to know the questions. Ain't that what Lauryn Hill said? Lauryn Hill ain't never led me wrong. So if you're looking for the answers, you got to ask the questions. And this is why I ask so many questions. One of the questions that I have about this is, what does everybody think of the mom? Now, I'm not looking for no answers today. That's a question that I would like an answer to tomorrow on the show. If you're not going to be with us tomorrow, you can send me an email. Don't put it in the chat today because we don't want to discuss it. I want to discuss it at length on the show that I'm supposed to be discussing it on. Oh gosh, but I hope you guys are enjoying that. We also will be covering tomorrow the Wheel of Time on Stream Something Sunday. So if you have not been here and you don't know that on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central, we discuss streaming series and movies, and we recap those things. So if you want to discuss Hawkeye episodes 1 and 2, Star Trek Discovery season 4 episode 2, and and the Wheel of Time. Boy, that was a good episode yesterday. I'm gonna watch it again. I told Lysandra we're gonna have our own personal Wheel of Time watch along because that was dope too. We got some dope series. All of those we're gonna be covering tomorrow. Ooh, D, you said you all caught up, man. Yesterday's episode. Reinhardt said, I haven't watched Wheel of Time. Is it good? Because I really wasn't that interested in it. It's a slow burn. And by a slow burn, it's like getting used to the aesthetic of the whole thing. And you know how I nitpick. So the stuff that I nitpicked about, getting past those nitpicks and just getting yourself absorbed in the world building and the story is fantastic. Fantastic once you get it in your mind that this is what it is, but they building a world. and all of the companion things that Amazon adds with it. Like Amazon adds some companion pieces to the series, and sheds a whole lot more light on the characters, the world that they are putting together as it's being constructed. You get more and more layers to how this world, uh how it works. The more I watch it, the more enthralled I am with the characters, the more attached I've become to some of the characters. And some of the characters I feel like I'm not about to F with these cats. I don't even like you. But there's some of them you fall in love with, and you hope. You got hope for 'em. I ain't gonna tell you what the hopes are, but you got hope for these characters. Gosh, I don't like the way my shirt is sitting today. What is wrong? Oh, I'm sitting on it. Guess it's like if you get that ass up off of it. Oh gosh. Okay. Um. So Bud says she gonna watch episode 4 of Wheel of Time, and Reinhardt said, "Okay, as soon as we get off here, I'm going to watch the first episode." And Lysandра's agreeing that it's really good. Um. Anybody watch the Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes series on Netflix? I have not. I'm going to give it the first episode, and I'm gonna see how I'm feeling. If I ain't liking it, I ain't gonna finish it, and I won't talk about it no more. Davina did. What did you think of it, Davina? Without spoilers, no spoilers. Just give me your, as Clarence says on his show, give me your high level thoughts. Oh gosh, I'd like to know your high level thoughts on what is the name of it. You still haven't finished Titans, Reinhardt, man. Every time I get into Titans, I go on a rant, and I'm really not trying to go there today. Um, yeah, no, Clarence does a podcast. His podcast is called Discussing Trek, but he's part of a bigger network of podcasts called Discussing Network, and they do Doctor Who, they do Star Trek. Uh, they were doing tech show called Tech Pedition. It's a lot discussing comics. So it's a lot under their discussing network umbrella that you can get into a little something for every kind of nerd. Oh gosh. So yeah, the name of the movie was True Story, right? And Lysandra says she might watch it tomorrow. Um, but yeah, there is Clarence does have they do have a discussing, I don't know if it's discussing Trek YouTube channel. They don't upload very frequently, but you're gonna get several episodes of the Discussing Network in your podcast feeds. So if you want to get into just the audio versions of a discussion, that's a good place to go. I started to I started to F Clarence up and be sitting here with that Discussing Network t-shirt. So like when I'm like going into super fan mode, I bought one of their Discussing Network t-shirts, and on occasion I wear it when I go to work out. Well, not work out. Y'all know I ain't doing too much working out. I'm walking when I go walking, but but, but I started to wear it today. I was like, that would be so funny just to get the reaction. You said you see that Kevin Hart is improving with his acting. We're going to talk about that. I guess we can a little bit. That there are people who are like, this ain't it for Kevin. I don't know. Uh, Reinhardt said, Clarence, I liked you before, but brother, you love Star Trek and you like Doctor Who. If we live close together, we'll be best friends. You think Mariner is in the True Story show? Clarence. And he said, yes, Reinhardt, he loves Doctor Who and Star Trek. I do too. Look, wait a minute. It was something I was gonna ask y'all about Doctor Who too. Wait a minute. I gotta rack my brain. Oh, y'all know like Doctor Who. Thank you, Lysandra. You are so kind. I appreciate it. Thank you for that super chat. Uh, so on Doctor Who, them freaking angels. Now, the angels show up in this. I think I may have seen it on. Did I see it on Discord? Them flipping angels. I'm terrified of them angels, but for some reason I still have to keep watching the episodes that they in. So did the angels show up here recently? Because I might need to see it because I'm telling you, I'm so scared of them. I'm so scared of those weeping angels, but I have to watch it. It's like, I gotta, I'm a little touched up here. I don't know what it is, but I thought I had heard that they showed up again and I want to see. But you ought to be, you, we'll talk. But I do appreciate your super chat. Oh, well, it's been 2 hours, and I think I did cover everything that I was gonna cover today. Let's see if it was anything else on the list. Oh, it was a Doctor Who story. Isn't that some crazy? This is the last thing I got before I get up out of here. It is a Doctor Who story. How crazy is that? Clarence, I'm so scared of them I'm so scared of them. They terrify me, but I gotta watch them. I have to watch them. Uh, and speaking of Doctor Who and watching it, what a flipping segue. A British politician is blaming the female Doctor Who for young men creating crime. Now I'm gonna be really fair with you that I did not read this article all the way through, so I don't know how this British politician thinks Doctor Who is leading to young men committing crimes, but we're gonna find out together. There is Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, is that her name? Yeah, who is the first female Doctor Who don't blink. Yeah, when the videotape, yeah, VCR tape, and he's like, do this, do this. He was telling them what to do, but whatever you do, don't blink. Can't turn your back on them. You can't blink. I think that's what terrifies me because eventually you're gonna have to blink, and that's what scares me because they just get closer, closer, and their faces be looking, oh, they're scary. Anywho, a British politician has claimed that casting women in film and TV roles that have traditionally been occupied by men is leaving boys with criminals for role models. I didn't even read the first sentence of this. I read the title and added it to my list. And so your role models are criminals, but they. So wait a minute. On Doctor Who, for the last 133 years, the doctors have been male, and then Jodie Whittaker came along, and now she's the first female. So what about the criminality that when you did have a male Doctor Who? What about the criminals? Because Doctor Who was the central character, but there was always a bad guy. And sometimes the bad guy was really a guy. You know what I'm saying? So how is that? I'm not understanding. Let's read it. Let's read it. Speaking during a Westminster debate marking International Men's Day, Conservative Party MP Nick Fletcher linked female replacements for roles such as Doctor Who or the rumored James Bond casting post Daniel Craig has left young men looking up to characters such as Peaky Blinders protagonist Tommy Shelby. I don't know this fella. Is there any wonder we are seeing so many young men committing crime? He said in comments that appear to baffle others involved in the debate. I can almost imagine. There seems to be a call from a tiny but very vocal minority that every male character or good role model must have a female replacement. In recent years, we have seen Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, Luke Skywalker, The Equalizer, all replaced by women. Um, that is the most dumb. That is a retarded take. I know I'm not supposed to say the retarded word. I know that's an ugly word now, but that's dumb. That's a dumb take. I don't I don't understand what. Uh, Lasagna said, "No problem. We'll always support my sister. Whatever you do, whoop whoop." I'm about to start this social media flash mob of us going out and robbing people. You in? You in, sis? Oh, Reinhardt said, "I thought that was a joke when somebody posted it. It was real." Um, that tells us right there he doesn't know what he's talking about. Luke Skywalker wasn't replaced by Rey, precisely. And I mean, was the Equalizer replaced? Or I mean, like Latifah is the Equalizer now, but really, did she replace uh Denzel Washington? Or did Denzel Washington just age out of the role? Were we supposed to have? Oh, I get what he's saying. He wants them to have uh, uh, a male person step into the role instead of. I mean, I guess I feel some kind of way about a character like James Bond. If his name has always been James Bond, that's kind of a male character. But everybody else, Doctor Who, that could be anybody. Could be doesn't say Doctor Matthew Who. Then I'd be like, oh, it's a female. Oh, I don't know what y'all know, ma'am. And yes, and about over here. What is that all about? Was y'all really about to join me to go do a flash mob and rob? I'm not robbing no place, and I'm not dancing either. Okay, I'm about to cut out. Y'all have been fun. It's been over 2 hours. I did miss you. She said, I know we gonna snitch on each other. I don't snitch. It has been fun. I missed you guys. Being off for a whole flipping 4 or 5 days. It was kind of crazy. Join me tomorrow, like we said, on Stream Something Sundays. And that's where we're going to talk about these streaming series, the recaps, all that good stuff. We're going to do that tomorrow. We Where was I? Oh, then we got More Than a Movie Monday, again, where I'll be talking about the Black and Missing Foundation and the HBO documentary. You know, More Than a Movie insinuates that we're going to watch this movie and discuss it, and then see how much of it lines up with reality. We pretty much know this stuff lines up with reality for Black and Missing. It's going to be slightly different with the format, but I think it'll still be a conversation that you all appreciate. Um, you can always, just like Lysandra did, you can always leave a super chat if you are so inclined. If you think I'm doing a decent job here, you can leave a super chat or super sticker. You can also cash at me at Quinn's Mama or at paypal.me/after the snap. You can give me your long-term support on Patreon at patreon.com/Tasha Pierce. You'll see the tiers. You'll find out what your incentives for joining those tiers are. And if you want to do that for me, I'd appreciate it. Send me your topic ideas, your suggestions, your feedback to sinister.media.network@gmail.com. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you got an idea of a conversation that you would like to have, I don't give a about having a special live stream to address your feedback, your suggestions, your concerns, because this is what I've been doing. So I don't have a problem with doing it. Now, when you come in tomorrow, just keep in mind that all discussions on the Stream Something Sunday show are likely to contain kind of spoilers. So be careful there. And yeah, I don't have anything else. I'm gonna catch these last what it do. I'm gonna catch these last few comments here, and then I'm gonna be out of here. Um, Reinhardt said, I'm going to say this and it's political, and I'm sorry if anybody feeling gets hurt. A lot of conservatives have no answers for problems, so they stirring up these culture issues to scare. Yeah, I agree. And I'm not even gonna just say it's conservatives. It's a lot of people who ain't got nothing to say, and that is the popular thing. It's popular because it there's is at least half of your audience is going to, or at least you're going to capture half of the potential audience. Whatever you say, if you say something just because you know that it's popular amongst black women, you're gonna get black women. If you say something because it's very popular amongst Democrats, you're gonna get a lot of Democrats hanging their hat on every word that you say. Um, that's what I'm saying. You better do your homework about me because I'm a fucked up person. However, I'm truthful about being one. I'm very truthful about being one. Uh, I don't know. Right? I mean, Sandra said, "Oh, you said we not gonna snitch." Yeah, we not gonna snitch on each other. Sandra said you have some movies. Oh, you got some stuff that you want to share tomorrow. So I will be looking for that. Thank you very much, Reinhardt, for this $5 super sticker. I appreciate you for giving me that. And she said she'll be able to get clearance soon when she moves. And yeah, I'm telling y'all, I ain't just saying it because he's become my friend either. It's if you're looking for commentary on Star Trek, Star Trek, Doctor Who, comics. I mean, they cover all your nerdy bases, so you do your thing. I've already sung his praises quite enough, so I ain't gonna sing him no more. I know he probably gets nervous every time he listens to me talk. Um, so yeah, I'll appreciate seeing you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. And yep, I do this every single time. It's like every single time. I don't never just get up out of here. I always gotta stall while while I look for stuff, and I, I don't find it. Uh, yeah, Claire has me whispering in the dark to people. That might be why I started listening to it. Claire's whispering in the dark. But anywho, it's been fun. I love you, miss you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.